So we're still on Leicester Square in London, but on a different location, on Jade's, where we find Phil Hellmuth. Sitting here signing books and so on. How are you, Phil?
I'm doing fantastic. And by the way, this book, which you guys promoted for me last year, is now out on Apple, Amazon Kindle. You can buy it all over the place. You can buy it by the chapter.
Right.
So it's pretty cool.
That's pretty unique. A new idea?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, we split it up into chapters. So you have Ivy's chapter in here is pretty amazing. My chapter's kind of cool. Negranyo's is really nice. So some great chapters in here.
Right. We did a pretty extensive interview last year for 1 hour. You can find them on PokerJib, by the way. So how has the last year been for you?
I can't complain. I didn't win a bracelet, so I'm not happy about that. But I took December and January off from poker. Didn't play much, and then I decided that it was time to rededicate myself to poker, to work really hard. So I started working really hard, playing a lot of online, brushing up on every game. I wanted to be ready for the 8-game mix. And then I final tabled the Bay 101. And I had the chip lead for 3 days straight. And I took a bad beat on the river for all the chips. To the fans that saw that, after the card came off, I did shake everybody's hands, but I collapsed in the corner, which they showed,
What happened there?
I had 2 queens, and the other guy had ace-jack, and we put in 800,000 each, and the river was an ace. Kind of brutal.
When you collapsed, what happened with you? Did you collapse? Did you faint?
I wanted to make sure that I handled myself like a man. So I shook everybody's hands, wished them all good luck, and then I left. But then all of a sudden, as I'm leaving, I'm like, man, this just hurts so much, I'm just in such pain that I just kind of fell down to my knees, down to my hands and knees like this. And I was down for 45 seconds, and I suddenly realized that every camera in the place was on me. But I was in the corner. Every camera's not supposed to be on me.
No, it should be on the table, right?
And I'm like, oh, God. Now you have to stand up, man up, and go do an interview.
Did you get a lot of needling for that, or a lot of comments, of course?
Well, it was entertaining. It wasn't intentional. I didn't think of it. It's just, boom, I just fell, Sometimes when I've had a bad beat, I fall on the ground. It's happened to me 12 times in my life or something, and so...
Is it like a blackout in a way?
It was just
too strong for you?
It was just how could you play perfectly for 4 days straight and get this kid to put all of his money in so bad to be all in one time in 4 days? How could you get punished? It's not fair. It's not right. It's not justice, It's I didn't deserve it, and so I went down, and it was sad, but...
It's always very interesting to when people look at you and thinking maybe that you are making something up or doing it for the show, but that is 100% natural you, isn't it?
It really is just natural me, and that's just, it's just the way I am. I'm not trying to...
Have you ever considered really trying really hard not to let this come out like it does, or you just like to be yourself?
Well, I tried. I did it. I wasn't bad to anybody. I didn't get upset with anybody. I shook everybody's hands. In fact, after I went down, I went to get my money, and I had to wait for 10 minutes, and I signed all the autographs. I was really depressed. Signed all the autographs, smiled the whole time, and they called me back to the stage, and I was like, oh my God, it's the Bay 101. I have to sign the shirt.
Yeah, right.
For the I Busted Phil Hellmuth shirt for the kid who put the horrible beat on me. And I just kind of finally I smiled at the absurdity of it all. I thought, come on, Phil, be a man. And I walked up there and I smiled and I shook everybody's hands again. And they gave me a standing ovation in the crowd, really loud. And I wished him good luck and signed it, good luck. And they gave me another standing ovation in the crowd, and then I left. So, handled myself perfectly, which I've done almost all year. So, that's important for me as a person to not get so upset, to set a better example.
Right. I mean, we see some. We talked about that quite a lot last year about the idiot thing and all that. Have you? Will that happen again? Could you say that that would probably not happen again?
All year long, it hasn't happened. Not one time in 2011. 2010. Not one time in 2010 did it happen. Will I lose it in 2011? Maybe. Maybe I'll lose it again by the end of the year. I don't know. I'm trying really hard. It's just I kind of have once your mindset is changed to I'm not going to get upset.
Right.
Then it's easier to form a habit of not being upset.
But it demands quite a lot of work in a